Thank you and welcome to the Jerome L. Greene Performance Space in New York City. I'm Elliott Forrest from WQXR, and we are live to celebrate the recipients of this year's Avery Fisher Career Grants. And to kick off the program, it is my pleasure to introduce the chair of the Avery Fisher Artist Program, who's also the founder of Borda Arts Consulting and the president emerita of the New York Philharmonic. Please welcome Deborah Borda.
Welcome, everybody. Can you hear me? I can never get the microphone quite at my level. And a special welcome, Christy. Welcome to our wonderful world of music. So wonderful to have you here at WNYC. And we welcome you and wish you all the best of luck in the fight you're going to have to put up, and I know you will. Anyway, on behalf of the entire program, the executive committee, and the Fisher family, we welcome you to this afternoon's gathering. I know that the awards are 50 years old, but I didn't realize we had radio 50 years ago. That shows how old I am, right? At any rate, it is, as Elliott said, always joyful when we come together to announce our new class of career grantees. But the real treat is you get to hear them. We all get to hear them. And that is always very special and very, very exciting. As Elliott said, or actually as Christy said, this is the 50th year. And for those who knew Avery, classical music or music meant so much to him. He felt a need to give back. And that's what these career grants and the Avery Fisher Award is about. It's about giving back to the artists who in the end, of course, are the people who create music. He wanted to encourage young artists particularly. He took a real interest in them. He took a very special interest in artists in general. And as you know, he had many of the greatest musicians of our time who were close friends of his. But he wanted to encourage young artists not by a competition and not in that kind of atmosphere, but by recognizing them for what they do. So you cannot win a competition. You can't apply to be a career grant award winner. Somebody has to submit your name, and thank you tonight to the recommendation panel, who always gives us wonderful names. And then our wonderful executive committee works through, and we work very well together. We never have a fight, and we work through who we think the career grant awards winner will be, and of course the big Avery Fisher Prize. And I think we've selected 4 vibrant artists this year. And I'd like to welcome the members of the executive committee of Ara Guzulamian. We have Matthias Tarnopolsky, who we know both of these very well. Mary Lou, I think you're here. And is Shanta here? Shanta Thack. Yes, Shanta. Yeah, hello, bye, hello. I'm glad I didn't see you, so I'm glad to see that you're here. We also want to thank Lincoln Center, who have been our partners as of QXR. And I want to thank the Fishers particularly for staying involved. They come to board meetings, they take an interest, we talk about things, and that really, really makes a difference, and we appreciate it. So it is a great pleasure to move ahead and to call up, because now we have to have a drum roll of suspense, Chip and the great, no, I know it's Nancy, and Veronica Fisher. Thank you, Veronica.
Thank you, Deborah. On behalf of the Fisher family, welcome to all of you here at the Green Room, Greene Space, and on live stream. I'm Chip Fisher, and along with my sister Nancy and my nephew Philip Kirshner, we represent the Fisher family as advisors to the program. The 2025-2026 Career Grants mark the 50th anniversary of these awards being presented in partnership with QXR, and we thank all of you, and thank you, Christy, and welcome again, once again, for participating with the family for so many years. It's really wonderful. When the career grants were first given in 1976, they included a monetary award of $2,500. Today, in addition to the prestige associated with these awards, each career grant comes with a grant of $25,000. The 2026 Career Grant marks the 50th marks the 2026 Career Grants.
The president has entrusted me with this, and failure is not an option. And so, thank you so much, Mr.
Can you take that out of the room, please? The phone. Take it out of the room. Thank you, Deborah. On behalf of the Fisher family, I'll start again. Thank you. Thank you, Deborah. On behalf of the Fisher family, welcome to all of you here at the Greene Space and on the live stream. I'm Chip Fisher, and along with my sister Nancy and my nephew Philip Kirshner, we represent the Fisher family as advisors to the program. The 2026 Career Grants mark the 50th anniversary of these awards being presented in partnership with WQXR. Christy, thank you again and welcome, and thank you for having us these many years. When the Career Grants were first given in 1976, they included a monetary award of $2,500. Today, in addition to the prestige associated with these awards, each career grant comes with an award of $25,000. When you next have occasion to be in today's David Geffen Hall, we encourage you to visit the Avery Fisher Tribute Wall on the Broadway side of the lobby. The names of all of the career grant recipients are part of a digital display there. The Avery Fisher Artist Award Program can be very proud of the fact that each one of these recipients is an active musician to this day. Nancy?
Thank you, Chip. Good evening, everybody. When our father started the Avery Fisher Artist Program 52 years ago, both he and our mother, Janet, would enjoy meeting the recipients of the career grants. Tonight, my brother and I will have that pleasure to continue that tradition. After that, they would both follow the careers of these extraordinary and exceptionally talented young artists. Today, the Avery Fisher Artist Program has grown to include 183 career grant recipients, 26 Avery Fisher Prize recipients, 129 recommendation board members, and 16 executive committee members, all of whom generously contribute their time and expertise to ensure the program's continued success. On behalf of the Fisher family, our thanks to all of you. I'm now delighted to announce the 2026 Avery Fisher Career Grant recipients: cellist Leland Ko, violinist Nathan Meltzer, violinist Kayla Wakao, and pianist Dmitry Yudin.
Okay, we're going to start again for the radio broadcast. Silence your phones before we start. There we go. Welcome to this presentation of the 2026 Avery Fisher Career Grant Awards. I'm Elliott Forrest from WQXR, and we're coming to you live from the Jerome L. Greene Performance Space right here in New York City. Avery Fisher built an extraordinary legacy out of his passion for music, guided always by a simple belief: to give back to the world what music had given to him. He chose to do that through Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts, and especially through the Avery Fisher Artist Program, where he could offer young artists a crucial boost when they showed exceptional, excellent, deep passion and real promise for the future. When he established the Avery Fisher Artist Program in 1974, he famously said, "Musicians of outstanding ability are such an important part of our culture, but they're like flowers that must bloom at a particular time. They have to be helped at the right moments." The Avery Fisher Career Grants were the first major award program in the U.S. that was not competition-based. Instead, Avery Fisher himself created the conditions for these grants. There is no competition. There's no application. Recommendations are confidential. Young artists are observed over time. Artistic merit is evaluated based on a body of work, not judged on a command performance at a particular moment. One qualification is that they must be a U.S. citizen or a permanent U.S. resident. And the news of being selected comes as a complete surprise to each recipient. Today, we're going to introduce 4 young artists, and they are in alphabetical order. Leland Ko, cellist; Nathan Meltzer, violinist; Kayla Wakao, violinist; and Dmitry Yudin, pianist. Let's hear it for all 4 of them. Our first recipient. Kayla is a native of Massachusetts. She made her Boston Symphony debut at their opening night gala in September of 2024 with conductor Andres Nelsons. Kayla had another distinguished opportunity last summer when she was invited to perform at the unveiling of Seiji Ozawa's sculpture at Ozawa Hall in Tanglewood, an event that was attended by distinguished guests, including Ozawa's family and composer John Williams. This summer, she'll be making her Tanglewood Music Festival debut, again with the Boston Symphony Orchestra, performing the Barber Violin Concerto. She's currently studying at the New England Conservatory of Music with Miriam Fried. Today, she'll start it off with the music of Clara Schumann, the Romance, Opus 22, No. 1. Joining her is pianist June Cho. Please welcome the first of the 2026 Avery Fisher Career Grant recipients, Kayla Wakao. Beautiful. Music of Clara Schumann, played by violinist Kayla Wakao. Tell us about the work you just heard. When did you come to the music of Clara Schumann?
Oh, okay, you're holding it. Okay. I first worked on this last year. I was getting ready for a CD recording, and this piece was definitely a piece I wanted to include, and it's been a piece that has been part of my life for a long time because my dad on the oboe performed Robert and Clara Schumann romances. So growing up, it was always in the house, so naturally it became one of my favorite works.
Tell us more about your musical family.
My dad is an oboist, and my mom is a pianist, so I grew up in a very musical household. It was always either a Heifetz or Milstein recording in the background, or my dad making reeds and yelling at himself. So it was a combination of this throughout my whole childhood, and up until I was around 10, my mom accompanied me on the piano. And then after that, she told me, oh, I can't do it anymore. It's too hard. But yeah, she was definitely a big part of my musical life growing up. So, yeah.
And tell us about your fiddle.
This is a 1690 Antonio Stradivarius violin titled Theodore, which I first met almost 2 years ago. And it's an amazing violin on generous loan from the Ueno Foundation, and I'm very lucky to be using it.
You had done if I understand it right, a TED Talk when you were 11 years old. What did you talk about?
Well, I talked about my life growing up with music, and it was centered around my dad got cancer when I was 11 years old. So definitely music was a huge part, and not just my life, but my entire family's lives. We performed music for him. I went to the hospital and played music for him, and definitely it was a very critical moment in our lives, but music was really there for us. So I talked about how even when I was that young, music was so important to me, not just because I loved it, but because I could bring so much joy to other people.
Oh, that's beautiful. What are we going to hear next?
I'll be playing Wieniawski Polonaise, number 1 in D major.
Okay, all right, let's hear it. Kayla Wakao. Rigvinovsky, the 2026 Avery Fisher Career Grant recipient, Kayla Wakao, with pianist June Cho. Live in the Greene Space. Incredible, right? Our next recipient, pianist Dmitry Yudin, was born in Russia and is based here in New York. He's a multi-prize winner. His debut at the Miami International Piano Festival was praised as having surpassed all expectations, creating one of the most memorable debuts in the festival's history. Yudin came to the United States in 2019 to attend the Manhattan School of Music, where he studied on full scholarship with Horacio Gutierrez, an Avery Fisher recipient in 1982, and now a member of the program's recommendation board. And I think he's with us this evening. Thank you for being here. Dmitry is currently studying with Stanislav Ludnich at Park University in Kansas City. Please welcome Dmitry Yudin. Dmitry's going to play two works by Rachmaninoff. He's going to play two works by Rachmaninoff, Etude Tableau, Opus 33, number 3, and a Prelude, Opus 23, number 2. 2026 Avery Fisher Career Grant recipient, Dmitry Yudin. Two works by Rachmaninoff, the next 2026 recipient of the Avery Fisher Career Grant, Dmitry Yudin. Tell us about the pieces that we just heard.
I cannot tell you much because I just finished, so it's very hard to talk every time after.
Take a deep breath.
Yeah. Well, I played these pieces for quite a long time. The Etude Tableau, I think I took a couple of years ago, so it's been with me in some journey. So I hope the journey today was a successful one. And hopefully it will be continuing through many, many years. And Prelude, I think it was around the same time. I honestly haven't played them for quite some time, so I thought for this wonderful event it might be, it might be interesting to refresh them, and yeah. So that's how we came here.
Yeah. Tell us about your journey to America. Why did you want to come to study here?
That's a very good question. I still don't know, but well, I came to the US. The main reason was to study with my wonderful teacher. Yes, he's here, and I'm very, very grateful for all the years that I spent with Mr. Gutierrez, and that was the main reason why I came here. And I think studying with such a person, enriched me and my life in America so much that I think that alone is enough to come here. And of course, my sister, who is also here, she moved to the US before me, so part of the reason was family as well. So I think these two reasons make a pretty good combination. No?
Yeah. You bring your homeland here, but then you come and you live in the United States. What part of America, whether it's food or the music, has changed you since you've been here?
That's very hard to tell. I guess I have to talk to my friends in Russia and then ask them what's changed in me. But I might hear different answers. But I think everything, the environment, it's very different. The culture, it's fascinating, and the way people communicate, it's all very, very different from where I came from. And I think any different place and culture and environment, I think, just makes you richer, I guess. But it's very difficult to tell the changes inside of you. I guess it's much easier to ask the outside people. Maybe I will do it tonight.
Well, we want to congratulate you again. Thank you so much for being here. Beautiful performance. Dmitry Yudin. I do love this part, getting to know them just a little bit more, not only in their playing, but their personalities. Our next performer is another Massachusetts native. Cellist Leland Ko is described as having disarming charisma by the South Florida Classical Review. In addition to being a musician, Leland portrays himself as an avid baker, ex-marathoner, tennis nerd, brother to 2 Sheltie dogs, and a guardian of 1 chunky little cat. I hope he brought pictures. Leland has a number of competitions, including the Concert Artists Guild under his belt, the Louis and Susan Meisel competition, and the Walter W. Naumburg International Cello Competition. He has a degree in German literature from Princeton, a master from Juilliard, and an artist diploma from the New England Conservatory. He'll start with the music of Bright Chang, playing a Tibetan dance for solo cello from the 7 tunes heard in China. Please welcome cellist Leland Ko. Music of Bright Chang, played by Leland Ko. Tell us about Bright Chang in this piece.
Yeah, so Bright Chang and this piece, these are both pieces that I've known for quite a long time. My mom used to write on the pieces that I was playing when I was younger. She would put the date when I started them, and so every time I come back to this piece, I see February of 2009. I would have been 10 years old then. I first heard these pieces on an album by Yo-Yo Ma called Solo, which came out in 1998, which is the year I was born, and that was sort of an album that I had in my when I was being driven around to various cello lessons. So I heard this piece a lot. I eventually got to play it after some time, and it's one of my favorites. So.
I can't let it go. Maybe you feel his presence. Yo-Yo Ma was on this very stage last night. It was an incredible performance last night as well. How did you pick the cello, or sometimes, as they say, how did the cello pick you?
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't. I'm not someone who went to a concert and all of a sudden I saw someone play an Elgar concerto and all of a sudden fell in love with it. It was more that my older brother started violin. He's 2 years older than me, and my mom used to bring me to violin lessons. I would sit on the floor in the back. I would play with little toy trains. And at one point, my mom asked my brother's violin teacher, if we get the younger one started on an instrument, what should it be? Violin teacher at the time said, anything but violin. So my mom chose cello for me, and it's been a good journey.
And the degree in German literature, what was the inspiration?
It's a long story. As luck would have it, this was not the reason I necessarily found my way to that department, but it was the reason I stayed. My German 101 teacher, on the very first day of class, was just putting up photos of people and things that we would shout out whatever we thought it was in broken German. I didn't speak a word of it. And one day she puts up a photo of Jacqueline Dupre, which, as a cellist, was a very specific thing to see on a screen in a German language class. And I asked her afterwards. It turns out she studied cello with Natasha Brovsky at the New England Conservatory. I would later find out that the head of the German department, Tom Levine, is the son of Walter Levine, who was the first violinist of the La Salle Quartet. So there were sort of a lot of ties here and there that made it seem like the right thing to do. So that's kind of how it happened, but it is a long story.
And did you bring pictures of the pets that we heard about?
Come find me at the reception if you want to see.
I think the answer is yes. We're going to hear Dvorak. What should we know before you play?
Also a piece from my childhood, which is somehow maybe fitting for this event. Dvorak originally titled the piece Klid, which in Czech means peace. The publisher's name was Silent Woods, I think because the piece was from a larger set called From the Bohemian Forest. Whether you wish to consider it Silent Woods or Peace is up to you. We can also discuss that at the reception.
Adria Yee is the pianist, and the cellist is Leland Ko. Lovely. Music of Dvorak, performed by cellist and 2026 Avery Fisher Career Grant recipient Leland Ko and pianist Adria. Let's hear it for him one more time. One more recipient to introduce you to tonight. Actually, this is his second time performing in the Greene Space. We'll get to that in a little bit. In a bit. Violinist Nathan Meltzer is a graduate of Juilliard and the 2023 winner of the Concert Artists Guild competition. Also a major prize winner at the 2022 Sibelius and Singapore International Violin competitions. Nathan's performed with orchestras across Europe and Asia and North and South America, and has an active recital and chamber music career as well. Nathan is the co-founder, and artistic director of the Green Room Ensemble, a not-for-profit chamber music organization dedicated to new music and unexplored composers. Please welcome violinist Nathan Meltzer. So we mentioned member of the Concert Artists Guild. What has that meant to you in your career?
Yeah, so being a part of CAG, Concert Artists Guild, has just been an incredible opportunity in my life. They've completely changed how I think about music, how I think about performing, and as well as just they've been wonderful in facilitating connections and communities. And yeah, I'm very grateful to be a part of that community.
So I mentioned you were on the stage before. Tell us what that was about.
Yeah, so I was here. I was here a couple of months ago to play for the WQXR holiday party. So I played the Heifetz arrangement of White Christmas and then a little Chrysler piece, which was a lot of fun. And I was a bit disappointed when I got here and there was no Christmas tree on the stage, but because that's all I know of this place.
Oh, you mean there wasn't one today?
Yeah, there was one today.
We could make that happen, I think, if we wanted to. You've traveled a lot for a young guy. Do you have a favorite place you like to go to?
I did play a couple of recitals in Hawaii last year, which was pretty great. I'll know, while I was in dress rehearsal, my fiance, who's a composer, and so I was performing her piece, she got to go to Volcanoes National Park while I was in dress rehearsal. So I feel like so it was a great trip for her. But yeah.
As long as somebody enjoyed it. As some of my friends know, I've been producing some of Itzhak Perlman's concerts over the last 6 years. As a matter of fact, I leave here, go directly to the airport, and join him on tour tomorrow. I've never had a meal with him, and I've had several that didn't include the phrase, have you heard the one about? Does he tell jokes while he's teaching, is my question to you.
Of course. Yeah, studying with Mr. P was an amazing experience, not only because of his incredible musicianship, but because he is an incredibly warm, generous, and very casual person to study with. Because I can imagine it could be intimidating to study with someone as prestigious as him. But he seems to do everything in his power to just put his students at ease. That includes telling lots of jokes.
He also says practice slowly a lot of times. What does that really mean for a player?
I mean, it means to practice slowly. there's
Ask a dumb question. You get a dumb answer.
But yeah, no, that's one of his, it's one of the first things he talks about when you join his studio is the importance of practicing your scales, then practicing them slowly. And he always says, if you learn something slowly, you'll forget it slowly. And if you learn it quickly, you'll forget it quickly. So yeah, it just means to practice slowly.
Wise man for sure. What are we going to hear?
So we're going to hear the last movement of the first sonata for violin and piano by Bela Bartok, which is a fantastic movement. It's a lot of fun. It's a very early piece of his, and though it really doesn't sound like it was written in 1921 because of how dissonant and chromatic and explosive it is. But it's really one of my favorites. And yeah, and I'm so thrilled to be playing with Umi Garrett. And this piece is always so much fun to play with her. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it, and thank you for doing this with me. Thank you for playing this with me.
All right, here we go. Music of Bela Bartok, the violinist, Nathan Meltzer. Music of Bela Bartok, played by Nathan Meltzer, violinist, and Garrett, pianist, here live from the Greene Space. Let's hear it for all of the performers. Cellist Leland Ko. Let's bring them all out. Kayla Wakao, violinist. Dmitry Yudin, pianist. Nathan Meltzer. Let's hear it for them all. Congratulations to you all. Our special thanks to the staff of the Greene Space, everyone at WQXR. We're particularly happy about the beautiful Steinway and the use of the Spirio piano. A big thanks to Veronique Verkushny for everything she does for pulling this off and organizing it the entire year. I'm Elliott Forrest. Thank you so much for being here.